Hello everyone, I'm Sarah Kerr and I'm Pagan Federation President. I'm here today talking to Krys Holmes, who is our volunteer and training officer. Hi Krys.
Hello.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
You've kind of introduced me. I am Krys and I'm the volunteer and training officer.
How long have you been with the PF?
Probably about 10 years as an officer, longer as a member.
I feel like a newbie then because I've only been around since 2016. But hey, it's long enough to have got involved and to be enjoying it. So we're going to talk today about the benefits of volunteering with the Pagan Federation today. So I suppose the thing that hits me most in my mind when I think about the benefits is all the new skills that I've developed since I've been around and been an officer. Is that something that kind of resonates with you, Krys?
Yeah, I've learned loads over the various roles that I've done as an officer for PF, whether it be working on a myriad of people skills or technology skills. I'm not very good with technology, but I became the editor for our district and was doing that for about 8 years. So I learned a lot doing that, and timekeeping skills and management skills, and just, yes, a lot of different types of skills.
I've definitely learnt a lot since I've been here. Like you say, definitely people and communication skills, but also I've been challenged and stretched and grown in so many ways, from designing social media artwork to creative ways of helping members and all that kind of thing. So yeah, definitely stretched me. I think it's been one of the best things of being a volunteer for me is the skill set that I'm going to take from it, that I have already taken from it.
So Pagan Federation has lots of different types of volunteering opportunities for people. I mean, myself, I've started off as a local coordinator, and then the district newsletter, the council rep to committee, and sort of saw what was going on at that level too, and then as a families liaison till eventually the families manager, and so, you know, lots of different roles, and there's plenty more besides. What about yourself, your sort of roles within, where have you been within PF?
Well, when I first started, I came in a district role. I was first and foremost, I was deputy district manager for East Midlands, which was great. That's my own district, and I was working with people that I knew, which was great. And then I took on regional coordinator for Derbyshire as well, which is where I live. So that was great as well, because it gave me the opportunity to go out and about in my own community and be a part of it. Which was absolutely fantastic. I got to go to moots that I didn't even know existed. So that was fun, and also I've made, you know, some new friends out of that will be friends forever. So it's been interesting. And then I moved from there to children and families manager with the community support team. And having a family myself with a range of ages. Sort of when I started, my youngest was 4, nearly 5, and my oldest was about 18 or 19. And my oldest particularly is interested in paganism, so it's been quite a journey finding resources for us to work through together, so that, you know, she could find her own path. So taking up the role of children and families manager was an opportunity for me to enhance the provision for pagan families, particularly something that was close to my own heart. And then I joined committee as deputy treasurer, because I've been treasurer for a charity before, so I'd got experience. And then someone put me forward for president. So you can literally take on any role that, you know, you feel is right for you. And I've been able to really take on roles that speak to me as a person as much as my abilities and skills, which has been absolutely fantastic, really. I've really enjoyed that.
And the different roles come with their own unique challenges as well.
They do, yeah. And a whole range of different people as well, because different people are drawn to different roles. So I've been fortunate to have worked, within most of the big teams within the PF. And each one has their own dynamic, and their own group of people, and it's been great to see. It's been great to experience. I've really enjoyed the journey, and I think even when I give up the presidency, when it's no longer mine, whenever that happens, I'll be happy to step back into one of those teams as well. I'll be happy to go back and fulfill a different role. That might give me something and another new perspective, which would be great.
Yeah, I definitely feel that, having sort of taken on roles and then sort of moved to other positions, district manager for 8 years, and then sort of let that one go finally to focus on other areas within PF when new things come on board, such as having a young family. So now that's sort of where the focus is. And yes, it's nice to be able to have that variety of roles to really channel your skills and learn new ones too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really feel through that that I've been able to understand just how diverse the Pagan Federation is, and the people that volunteer within it, and the strengths that gives us as a whole organisation really stands out to me. And the fact that I've been able to work through all of those teams and to experience that diversity, it feels quite privileged.
So one of the great things about volunteering is the differences that it can make to people. Sometimes, I've had emails through from families saying, some of the things that we've done has really helped to support them, especially recently with everything going on, the online content that we've been going, people have really felt that they've still been connected. And so to have helped and made a difference to those people, it's lovely reading those emails and that, knowing that you've made a difference, and that to me is one of the great things about being a volunteer. What about yourself? What would you say is a great thing?
Yeah, being able to give something to my community, and my community supports me so well, on a local level as much as now on a national level. I have never felt unwelcome in any pagan group that I've visited in my local area or further afield for that matter. So being able to give something back to really help them, like you say, when you get emails saying, you've really made a difference to me. I had an email just like that a couple of weeks ago about the Radio 4 show that I was on. Talking about the hand fasting petition, saying, it was really good to hear pagans get airtime on Radio 4. This is a really positive move. Thank you for being there for us. We really appreciate what you're doing. And it made that much of a difference to that person, that she felt the need to come and thank me. So knowing that you're making a difference to the community in that respect, it's a huge thing. And I think it's a big thing to all of our volunteers. Some of the comments that I've heard from our volunteers tend to be where the benefits are the most for them is knowing that they're giving back to their community, that they're being useful, and that they're helping to support people that are effectively, part of one big family. And it does make a real big difference, and it motivates you to do the work that you're enrolled to do, because you know that somewhere someone out there is benefiting from what you're doing. And it can be a small thing and it can be a big thing that you're doing for them, and it doesn't matter. It just makes a difference, and that's a huge thing. And
Sometimes
for me,
a small thing for you, but actually it's a big thing for them.
a big thing for them, yeah. And I think it's one of the main reasons that I volunteer my time is that I know that whatever I'm doing is helping somebody in my community, even if it's just one person. It doesn't matter, it's helping them. So knowing that we make a difference to others, it feels like we're doing something really important here, that, you know, for the pagan community, what the Pagan Federation does is really supportive, and it's really important for pagans. How do you think we're helping to create a fairer society in the work that we do?
Partly, I think, through more education, the work we do of raising the profile of paganism and pagans, getting the same rights as other faiths, making sure that we're recognised along with other faiths. So getting recognised as part of the interfaith is, you know, that was really important and way too recent than it should have been. Getting recognised with Kafkas as well, those sorts of rights, it all makes a massive difference, and it's so important for pagans.
It definitely feels, when I attend things like the Religious Education Council meetings and the Network for Spiritual and Pastoral and Religious Care and Health, when I attend those sorts of meetings, it really feels like we're really contributing to a positive profile for pagans, but also helping to create a level playing field, like a fairer world for pagans to live and function in. And that really speaks to me, that kind of work. And I think the Pagan Federation does it really well. And we're lucky to have some really good people, some really well experienced and knowledgeable people in those areas as well. It really makes a big difference, I think, to our community having those things.
Yeah, and some of the work around dispelling the myths about what paganism is and isn't with the general public as well.
Yeah.
Because there's still so much misinformation out there, and the work we do in the media as well, trying to, you know, especially at certain times of the year, you know, we're out there trying to get it right so that, you know, we are on the same page.
And of course, we are really trying to get it right as well. I mean, there's a lot of big changes happening with the Pagan Federation at the moment. We're looking to apply for charity status. We're overhauling, you know, all our policies, and we're looking at new teams and new ways of working, and also, you know, improving that positive profile through press and media, and working with other organisations, and that, you know, we're really trying to further the reach of the work that we're doing at the moment. There's a lot of activity happening behind the scenes, which I feel honoured to be a part of. So I can only see that at the moment we're going to grow, and I think that's something that the pagan community needs at the moment.
Yeah.
So in amongst all those changes now, we're really looking to serve our volunteers better as well. You know, we can't do all of this work if we don't support our volunteers, which is why we've just established the new pastoral support team. And also, you've been installed as our volunteer and training officer, because we really want to prove to our volunteers that they're valued, and, you know, and that the Pagan Federation couldn't function without them, and the community wouldn't get served as a result. So do you think that's going to help us grow in the future for generations to come, Krys?
Definitely. Anything that can help our officers feel supported, valued, that they're not just dropped into a position and left to run and figure it out for themselves. You know, yeah, so things that we can do to help our volunteers feel supported in their role, and just generally supported. So, you know, with the pastoral support, it's not just to help get through the role, you know, it really is there to help support. You know, that is vital. You know, we all need support sometimes.
We do indeed. So I would say then for the Pagan Federation at the moment, the future looks rosy. Would you agree?
Yes. Yes, it's quite exciting to be part of PF at the moment.
So if you'd like to join us as a volunteer, please do have a look on the website at our available positions, and don't be afraid to ask any questions that you might have. All our inboxes are open and we're really very approachable people. Thank you for listening and thank you for chatting, Krys. Have a good evening, everyone.